Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bess Canberry, creator of Manage My DSP. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the Daily Dispatch. Daily Dispatch is the brain of Manage My DSPs. Everything that happens here, all the data comes to build the reports. Everything comes from Daily Dispatch, most of it. So it's imperative that we use daily dispatch on a daily basis and we fill it up because on this way we are creating practice to have the drivers doing the same thing on a daily basis and also to make sure that we are running a very, very lean operation. Let me just start by showing you how do you get to the daily dispatch. If you are in this page, you click on daily dispatch here, and it will pop up this page right here. Now, first thing in the morning when you come in, what you want to do is, before you do anything else, you want to come to the daily dispatch, right? The first thing that you're going to see as soon if you see, by the way, if you see the page looking like this, all you have to do is click on the arrow going down and it will open up a section. So the daily dispatch has 5 sections. It starts always with the opening metrics, and then it goes to routes and rostering, and then it goes to pre-trip inspection, after loadout, and end of the day, and driver and assets check out. So we have split this page in 5 different sections. As soon as you come in, you want to click on opening metrics. First thing you're going to see is you're going to see the metrics from up today, by the way, is Thursday. So we're going to see all the metrics that happen from Sunday all the way to Wednesday. And based on the information that we have entered the previous day, we want to see, as far as these metrics go, where our scorecard stands at the moment. So if you are seeing that we are at fair and we are on Wednesday, well, guess what? We have 3 days now to bring the average below 3 so we can be fantastic on this rating. Same with the grade that we have here on seatbelt and sign violations. So we cannot have any speeding, seatbelt, or sign violations on the next 3 days. If you're seeing fantastic, great job. This is what we want to see. The lower the number here, the better for the scorecard. So we want to try to keep it below 1 if possible. And then once you get over this, you understand where your company is standing as far as the metrics go. We want to go and we want to select today's date, which is the 16th. Next thing over is we want to make sure we can put a safety tip or anything that we want on the app. Like we can say we can't have any speeding violations or sign violations today. And then once you click send, this will post a message to the driver's app, and they will be able to see this message, and then we'll see the importance of it as soon as they come in. You come here in the morning, you spend a couple of minutes on looking at your predictive safety scorecard, which, by the way, if you are brand new, is not going to capture any data until you have done at least 4 or 5 days of the daily dispatch. Then you select the date, or the date is selected usually automatically. Then you send the message to the drivers by clicking here, and then you start uploading your previous day reports. Now imagine it's 8 o'clock in the morning, we are at the station, we don't have anything for today, right? All the reports are for the previous days. This is where it says right here. So please read these messages because they are important. They tell you what you need to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to upload the daily safety report. How do we do that? We click on upload. Now, okay, we see this screen right here, but if you are brand new, you don't know what to do. That's why we have this instruction screen right here. So as soon as you click over it, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So we're going to go to safety, performance, safety scorecard. Number one, we're going to select the date. We're going to select the date. We're going to scroll down to metric event level details, and then we're going to download this report. So let me just show you where this is. So we're going to go to performance, safety dashboard. Once we get here, we're going to go to a day. Then we would go to the previous day because, you know, this is, now I'm doing this video at night, but usually it would be in the morning that you don't. And then we are going to come here. And when you see this table, metric event level details, you are going to click right here. And once you click this, it's going to download a file. So just like it did right here, right? Then we're going to come to the daily dispatch. We're going to click on upload safety report. We're going to select 15, the previous yesterday's date. And then we're going to choose the report, which was on downloads. Once we add it in, we're not going to add it in right now, but you click add, and then it will show up right here. So if you click on one of these, for example, Nicholas Cox, it will show you what kind of event he had. Also, it's going to show you, if you log in, it's going to show you the video, right? But at this time, it's going to send a text message or a message to the driver's app telling Nicholas that we do know that you had a speeding event yesterday and we are tracking in it. Same thing goes for the rest of the reports. We have, once we put the safety, then we're going to come back and we are going to upload the feedback report. Again, if you do not know what this means, find this button where it says instruction and click on it and see how to do it. It's saying go to performance, go to the day, go to the quality dashboard, and go to the day, and then click on the negative feedback. Then scroll down and download the file right here. Let's do it on the Amazon page. We're going to come here. We are going to go to performance, to the quality, and then once we get here, we are going to go to the 15th, which is the day before. We had 10 negative feedback, so we're going to click on number 10. Once we click on number 10, we're going to have a list of all whatever happened here. Then we're going to click on the download table and CSV file. It's going to download it. Then we would come to daily dispatch. We would go to upload, select the date, yesterday's, upload the report. We would upload the downloads from download the CSV file, and that would, once we click add, this will show up here. So what we want to do right now is we want to send it to driver's app, or you want to send it to everyone by SMS. Same thing, we're going to go back and we're going to do the quality report, 7-day DVIC, and the customer returns. As I said, all of them have instructions of how to do them. So this part right here should take you around 3 to 4 minutes. Once you get better, couple of minutes, it will become very easy. Once you have done this part right here, right? First thing you want to do is you want to read your messages for the previous day. Well, it says morning started with call outs from Dino, Tim, and friends. Somebody was a no call, no show, and all the stuff. But here, why do we want to read it? They call Moreland call to report issues with van form. And you want to see if you have any van 50 died in CX driveway and Pedro and new van, whatever, right? So we want to know what happened at the end of the day yesterday, so we don't make any mistakes this morning, like such as we have van 50 that is down. We don't want to put that van on the road today, right? That is asking who is the manager on duty. You're going to add here whoever is manager on duty. To do that, all you have to do is click and then select the guy. And then click again and select another guy if you have more than one. You can put as many as you have. You click continue. Then it's asking Do we have any callouts? If the DAs have called out from the app, it's going to they're gonna pop up right here immediately, automatically. All you have to do is click continue. If they didn't use the call out option from the app, you'll have to click on it, select a DA, and then click continue. Next thing is asking, do we have any safety events, right? Safety violations from yesterday. So we need to mark them. And we're going to say yes, and then we're going to add all the names of the people who had safety violations, seatbelt violations, sign violations. We're going to put how many events there were, and then we're going to click update, update, update. And that is the information that we use to create the predictive safety scorecard. So that's why this part is very important to do. Once you've done this, every time you add somebody, you need to click update on it, right? Once you have done this, we are moving to the next section, which is routes and rostering. So you can go ahead and close this section and move to the next one, routes and rostering. On routes and rostering, we have 3 different ways of how to roster. One of the best ways that we have 4 ways of how to roster, right? By rostering, I mean by adding all the drivers on the roster and pushing this information to them. So you can add how many paid routes you have here manually by entering 35, for example, right? Or you can we can choose roster from schedule, which we can click here, and everybody who is scheduled to work today is going to show right here. So all we want to do is we want to come and we want to click their name and then select if it's a paid route or unpaid, which van they are using, and what wave they are. Now, vans and the wave is optional. You can do it on the roster. But in this case, you have to put name, for example, paid, and then you can leave somebody you don't want to roster empty, and then paid again, paid, and then if you have one unpaid, you'll click it one unpaid, right? So these people were not rostered today. For example, the ones that are on white. Everybody else, it's orange. The rest are on blue, right? So this is another way to roster. As you add people on the schedule or roster from schedule, they will pop up here automatically. Then you can, let's say you want to remove a row, you click on the red X. You want to add an extra row, you click on the blue button plus. And this will also affect the routes here. So let's say we want to add a route. It's going to say is it paid or unpaid. If I click on unpaid, it's going to make this number right here too. Every time we add these, we change the routes, please click on update the routes right here, right? This will make sure that we have the latest information for the roster. Another way to roster is by clicking auto roster from OTR file. What is the OTR file? OTR file is the file that the OTR team used to send it to us on Chime, and now they're putting it on Slack. It looks like this, BDL wave times, right? So what we have here, we have a download sample file. If you download a sample file, it's going to open this OTR file, dynamic file, which looks just like this. You click on enable editing, and you are going to get from the OTR the route codes. You're going to add them here. Dispatch time, it's optional. Staging is optional. Package progress is optional. And then we want to add here CX and the type of driver, right? By type of driver, I mean type or driver. Type, the Amazon calls this ID right here, which is the transponder ID. Driver, it's the name of the driver. So you can add, in this format, you can add the name of the driver, because some stations do it like this, with also included on the transporter ID, or you can just add the transporter ID by itself. Now remember, this is a sample data, so you need to delete it. Just delete these and then add yours. Now, what is this side? What is this doing right here, right? What is this doing is telling us that, hey, we have the name of the drivers here. So if OTR doesn't give us this information, we can just find, hey, let me see what Frank has, which transport, what is the transport ID for Frank? So I can copy this and I can put it here and add Frank there. But this table mainly was done because of the VIN number to assign vans right on this table. So let's say we want to, John Doe, we want to assign EVZ0. All we have to do is copy this and come here and Control V and put it here. Now, when we upload this, when we save this and we upload it on the daily dispatch, which is right here, we're going to choose file and upload that, the OTR dynamic file, the roster will automatically complete itself with the route, with the name, and the van. With everything that you have possibly put in, it's going to be right here, right? So it's multiple ways that we have to roster. We can also roster from Cortex, and this is how it is. You go to the Cortex, you click on step 2, you click on DAs, and then you download the file, choose file, add it here, click submit, and it will pop up everything. But what happens when you roster from Cortex? It's going to be too late, because sometimes the Cortex, the CO doesn't publish the routes and everything else until the waves are ready, right? So sometimes we want to do this either from roster from schedule manually or roster from OTR file, right? Once you have entered this information, remember this, very, very important. If you click on Save Roster, this information is not going to go to the drivers. It's going to stay only on your PC. If you click on Submit Roster, it's going to send this information to the drivers on their app. So when they log in, they click on the daily roster on their app, they are going to see which van they have, which route they have, the staging if you assign, what phone they have, right? So just keep that in mind, that if you click Save Roster, it's not going to them yet. When you're ready to push this to the drivers, you click Submit Roster, this will go to them, right? Now, once you're done with this, already you have logged in all the routes in the daily roster, you have submitted them to the drivers, and let's say it's around 9:30, right? What we want to do is we want to grab our bags and we want to go to the lot, and we want to, you will see that the drivers are going to start approaching you and are going to say, I need EVZ, I need EV2, I need this, because they already know which van are they going to drive, right? Also, what the drivers have done in the meantime while you were there, they have started taking the photos for the vans. So they take the pre-photos, right? And this is how we know that there is the photos have been taken. They take 4 photos, and as you can see, this van is missing some. It's missing some panels, right? It's missing a panel. So what we can do here, we can come here and we can mark this damage right here, and we can click Save. And that will save that damage onto the photo. So at the end of the day, when we check this van, we know that this was this damage was done here previously, right? so we don't accuse the driver for having that. Once everybody has done their photos, and you have clicked on them, all the photos become check marks like this, right? So with one word, we have all the photos in one place, the pre-photos for the day, right? Once this section is done, we want to click on submit and move to after loadout phase. This is now the routes have been dispatched, you are coming at the desk, and you want to know what happened during the loadout, and you want to record after the loadout everything that has happened. First thing it's asking you, do we have any extra drivers today? And it's saying, yes, I have Asaya, Gene, and Mark. And it's saying, did you manage to pick up any drop routes or any flex route? If you did, it's going to ask you here. And then it's going to say how many. But it looks like these guys, they haven't picked up any route. So it's saying, Asaya went home after loadout. He did not feel well. Gene went out and rescued. And Mark waited to see if any extra routes we could pick up, or any vans to pick up. Mark went out and switched vans with Sumner since Sumner was having issues with sliding during van 12. And then no call, no show. Looks like Keith was a no call, no show. How many trainees in the room? One trainee in the classroom. Why is it important to measure? Because this goes in our work summary tool and we'll be able to track it at the end of the day. How many ORE routes do we have today? Looks like we don't have any. Packages that we had to be delivered today, 9,983. Loadout begin, loadout ended. So these are all optional, but the packages need to be recorded. That's a mandatory thing that we need to do. How do we know the packages, how many packages we delivered? We come here, we go to the delivery, and then you're gonna come to the packages right here, package progress. You're going to see 9,983, right? And 9,983 right here. Once you're done with this, this is around 2-3 p.m. right now. We want to go and we want to submit this and move to operations phase. What is operations phase? Operations phase is while we're operating throughout the day, we're also getting ready for tomorrow, right? So we are asking like, okay, what is our capacity? What is our economy? How many routes did Amazon schedule on the last ECP? And how many drivers we have for tomorrow, right? It looks like we are short. I can guarantee you that these guys, they must have called some couple extra drivers to be here tomorrow. Then we have an opportunity here to put VET, which is voluntary extra time, and VTO, or voluntary time off. If you need drivers tomorrow, you can put VET. You can select the date, which is Friday, and you can say, I want 5 shifts. As soon as I click this, update and send SMS to all employees, everybody on the team is going to get a text message saying that we have extra work tomorrow. Please sign up. They're going to open up their app. They're going to sign on the app. Then you're going to have a message right here on the daily dispatch saying that, hey, these guys have applied for VTO or VET. If you wanna give them the opportunity, please click approve. You approve them. They get a message saying that their VET has been approved. If you reject them, they're gonna say, unfortunately, you were first come first served basis. You were too late, right? Here's another thing. We can record here any drivers that refused to rescue today. So if anyone refused to rescue today, toggle this switch on and add their names. What this happens is going to put this mark onto their performance, right? So, and then what we do here is we record all our rescues, right? So for every rescue that we do, we recorded who needed a rescue and by who was done. So Jean Victor, for example, did 4 rescues today. Most probably he was a sweeper. And here we are. And it's rescued these 4 gentlemen and how many stops they have done, right? Same with Zachary. And then these guys were most probably all did one rescue each, right? Um, so every time a rescue is done, this the guys who's saying rescued by will receive a text message saying, "Thank you for helping out today. This has been marked in your performance," right? Um, so this is the end of the operations phase. Once you are done with this, we want to close this and we want to go to the end of the day checkout. End of the day checkout, you will see all the drivers who are on the road here, all the drivers who are back at the station, and all the drivers who have completed the RTS. How do we know where they are and where they are? We know when they are on the road because we know that they are not at the station. We know that they are at the station when they open up the app and start taking the end of the day photos. And then we know when the RTS has been completed when we when they complete all six complete and upload all six photos, right? And then we are putting timestamps. As you can see, every time they are arriving, we are putting timestamp. When they are at RTS complete, we know that, for example, this guy, Adrian, he came at RTS at 7:02. Here's the coolest thing. We also have a timestamp for the desk. So when Adrian came at RTS at 7:02, he also, after 5 minutes, he came at the desk at 7:07. So what we need to do when we come to this point, when let's say Adrian is here, we don't want to scroll through all of these drivers. We can just put his name, Adrian, and only Adrian will pop up here. Then we're going to click on Adrian, and we are going to review the photos. And we're going to see the cargo area, make sure that everything is good. We're going to make sure that there are no damages. Driver side, here is another one. We can mark up. Let's look at this. Let's just look at this for a second. Where was that? Driver side. So this gentleman, for example, this is not a very good. He took a picture in the morning of the driver side on the passenger side, then he took a picture of the driver side. So this is not a good example. But let's see the passenger side. Yeah, so as you can see, he mismatched them. Let's take somebody else, just another example, just so we have it clear. For example, Arton. So Arton, he put the instrument cluster. Why is the instrument cluster important? Because we want to make sure that this gentleman verified the exact mileage here. So right now we have 65,000 miles. When we close this, we want to make sure that the mileage is matching, right? Then we looked at the cargo area. We want to make sure that he didn't leave any bags behind. Then we look at the front photos. We want to make sure there is no damage there. And let's just see if he took the passenger side, driver side. Now it's matching both driver side, and the fuel door was missing at the end of the day, and it's missing at the end before the day, and it's missing at the end of the day too. Back side looks good, looks the same as it was in the morning. And then we also want to have right here. So in the morning it was a different package, and then he marked. It looks like somebody did this panel early in the morning, because the previous when we left, he was like, this panel was missing, and then at the end of the day, this panel is right here. So yeah, so all the 5 photos are here. We want to say, if you have any remarks, we want to say right here, remarks from management. We can say that this he was all good, or he was frustrated, or whatever. We can also, if the photos are not good, you can click here, request to retake the photos, and it will wipe the photos all out, and it will you can send the driver back if you need to. And then if everything looks good, you're going to click on approve, and then it's going to approve, and it's going to put the timestamp at the desk, right? Same with everybody else. Like for example, Alexis and so as you can see, his van is looking the same, right? You can also mark damages. If you find any damages, you can just click on mark damages right here. And we can go ahead and you can just come here and we can mark any damages that we want. And you can click here for small scratches, moderate damage, or major damage that needs to be done. And then you click save, and that goes on the van's record, right? So this is once everybody has come back, it's going to give us a rating of our dispatch. If it's below 9 hours, it's going to say fantastic. If it's above 9 hours, it's going to say great, right? Then anybody who has missed a DVIC trip, which you're going to look at the fleet tool, you're going to see who is missing. You're going to put their name here. Once you put the name, click on submit, and boom, you're going to get a DVIC in a second, and it's going to show just like this. And then you can click here, save it as PDF, and then you save this, and then you can just go and upload this report straight into the Amazon Fleet portal, and you will be compliant 100%. As you can see, look at this, all the information is already here, right? Once you have done this, it's going to also calculate how many packages we can bring back to the station without being hit on the scorecard. When you're running 40, 50 routes a day, this number is a little higher. Looks like we can bring 502 packages, and we only have brought back 349. So we are still within the Amazon as far as DCR, Amazon standards as far as DCR is concerned. How many packages you have RTS? We have 10. We have 70 devices inventory, 66 battery pack. It's going to ask if you did have any accidents. If you had any accident, you're going to click here. You're going to add an incident report, add the report, select the driver, ask the driver to log in and fill up his part of it, and that will create an incident report. I hope you never have to use this function, but if you do, it's there. If anybody didn't punch in for lunch break, you want to toggle here, you want to record those, and then also you want to add what happened throughout the day. And then you can put the Nicole and Patrick here, whoever was the managers for the day. You click close the day and print the report, and automatically this report will be sent to the owner and to all the managers who are listed as managers on the portal. So this concludes the daily dispatch. It's not as hard as it looks. Actually, it's the best thing that you can do for your company by doing this on a daily basis and making sure that you are adding and you are preparing everything the proper way so you can do this. It might look a little bit intimidating in the first couple of days by doing this. By day 5 or week 1, you will be a pro on this, and you're going to love it because you're going to have so much information coming from this report that it's going to make your life so much easier. So this concludes the daily dispatch. Thank you again for being a customer of Manage My DSP. Don't forget, support is right here. Level 1 support is right here, which is top of the best. Our phone number is right here. Feel free to call us, support us, ask us any questions, or you can call also your account manager who helped you on board, and they will be back at you at any given time. Again, most of you know me. Even if you cannot get any help from support or they are overloaded with work, just feel free to give me a call and I will do the best to help you out in as soon as possible. Thank you again.